Welcome to Ghosts of Justice, where we together lift the veil covering the strange, the unsolved cases, and the darkest corners of humanity. And today, we'll journey to a location famous for its chilling rumors, where 5 young people vanished without a trace. Devil's Peak Pass. In October of 1975, a group of 5 close friends, all experienced and passionate mountaineers, decided to test themselves against the peak of Devil's Peak, a majestic mountain nestled deep within the Appalachian Range. They were Mark, the group leader, an experienced and cautious climber; Sarah, the logistics and first aid person; David, a talented photographer, always carrying his camera to capture the most beautiful moments; Emily, the group's source of positive energy, always optimistic and cheerful; and finally, Ben, a young and ambitious writer who wanted to turn this trip into an inspiring story. They began their journey on a clear morning. According to the plan, they would camp overnight on the mountainside and conquer Devil's Peak the next day. But when the rescue team arrived at the campsite on the appointed day, they found only a terrifying scene. The tents were still standing. The belongings were still neatly arranged. The campfire had died out. But the 5 friends had vanished without a trace. A large-scale search was launched immediately. Hundreds of volunteers, rescue personnel, and canine units scoured every nook and cranny of the mountain. But after weeks of searching, no trace of the mountaineering group was found. No bodies, no personal belongings left behind, not a single clue that could explain this mysterious disappearance. The disappearance at Devil's Peak Pass has become one of the greatest mysteries in mountaineering history, sowing fear and panic in the community. Immediately after the disappearance, countless theories were put forward, from plausible explanations to bizarre rumors. Let's take a look at some of the most popular theories and the evidence that either supports or refutes them. The first theory, and perhaps the most realistic, is a mountaineering accident. Perhaps a sudden landslide swept away the entire group, or they got lost in the thick fog and fell into a deep abyss. Devil's Peak is known for its treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather. However, those who knew the group of mountaineers insisted that they were experienced and cautious. Mark, the leader, had conquered many difficult mountains. Moreover, according to weather reports, the weather that day was clear and sunny, with no signs of landslides or thick fog. The second theory is an attack by wild animals. The Devil's Peak Pass area is home to many dangerous animals such as black bears, wolves, and even mountain lions. But again, this theory is met with many doubts. The rescue team did not find any signs of an animal attack at the campsite, such as bloodstains, footprints, or torn belongings. Furthermore, the 5 friends were all healthy and capable of defending themselves. The third theory, and also the most controversial, is the involvement of supernatural forces. Devil's Peak Pass has long been rumored to be a haunted place, the home of evil spirits and strange phenomena. Some believe that the mountaineering group inadvertently trespassed into the territory of these forces and were captured or killed by them. So what evidence do we have to support or refute these theories? Let's examine the clues that have been collected and analyze them objectively. One of the most important pieces of evidence is the diary of Ben, the young writer. In the last pages of his diary, Ben recorded the strange and terrifying experiences they encountered during the climb.
October 15th. Today, we arrived at the campsite. It's strange. Something's not right here. I don't know how to describe it, but I always feel like someone is watching us. There are strange noises in the forest, not like the sounds of animals. At night, we hear whispers, like someone is calling our names. Sarah says I'm imagining things, but I'm sure I'm not hallucinating.
Subsequent diary entries describe shadowy figures flashing by in the night, strange lights appearing on the mountaintop, and a growing sense of anxiety and unease. Another piece of evidence is the photographs that David took. In a few photos, strange, unidentified images appear in the distance. For example, in a panoramic photo of the forest, there is a strange black figure standing among the trees. This figure does not have a clear shape, but it creates a very scary feeling. Another photo of the night sky shows strange streaks of light, unlike any astronomical phenomenon ever recorded. However, it should be noted that these images may simply be the product of camera errors, lighting effects, or even the viewer's imagination. To gain a more multifaceted view of this case and to analyze the evidence scientifically and objectively together, we have invited two special guests to the show. Dr. Emily Carter, a psychologist specializing in mysterious disappearances, and Mr. John Smith, a researcher of supernatural phenomena. Dr. Carter, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Ghosts of Justice. In your opinion, based on the evidence we've examined, what is the most plausible explanation for the disappearance at Devil's Peak Pass?
Thank you for inviting me. In my opinion, the most likely explanation is a combination of factors. Perhaps the mountaineering group encountered a minor accident, such as getting lost or injured. In the harsh conditions of the mountains, fear and panic can cause them to make bad decisions, leading to more serious consequences. In addition, the factor of crowd psychology may also play an important role. If one person in the group starts to feel worried or scared, the others may be affected as well, causing the entire group to lose control and take irrational actions.
Mr. Smith, do you agree with Dr. Carter's view, or do you have a different perspective on this case?
I greatly respect Dr. Carter's opinion, but I believe that the disappearance at Devil's Peak Pass is related to supernatural forces. Devil's Peak Pass is not just a mountain. It is also a place with a long history and full of strange legends. Local people have long rumored strange phenomena occurring in this area, such as strange noises in the forest, mysterious figures, and the feeling of being watched. There are stories about evil spirits dwelling on the mountaintop, who specialize in capturing and killing those who trespass into their territory. I believe that the mountaineering group inadvertently awakened these forces, and they paid the price with their lives.
Dr. Carter, Mr. Smith suggests that the disappearance is related to supernatural forces. Can you refute this view?
I understand that stories about supernatural forces can be very appealing, but I believe we should rely on scientific evidence and reasonable explanations to solve mysterious cases. The strange phenomena that Mr. Smith mentions can be explained by natural factors or by hallucinations caused by the harsh environment.
Mr. Smith, what is your response to Dr. Carter's rebuttals?
I agree that we should rely on science to explain phenomena that we do not understand, but sometimes science cannot explain everything. There are mysteries that we can only feel with our hearts and souls.
The disappearance at Devil's Peak Pass remains an unsolved mystery. Whether it was a tragic accident, an attack by wild animals, or the intervention of supernatural forces, we still cannot be sure what happened to the 5 young friends. The important thing is that we do not forget the victims and continue to search for answers. This case is a reminder of the fragility of life and the dark mysteries that still lurk in the world around us. So, which theory do you believe in the most? Is there a reasonable explanation for this disappearance, or do we have to accept that there are secrets that humans can never solve? Do you think that supernatural forces can interfere in our lives? Share your opinions and thoughts about this case on social media platforms. Let's work together to find answers and remember the 5 friends who went missing at Devil's Peak Pass. Thank you for listening to Ghosts of Justice. Please continue to follow us to discover other strange stories and unsolved mysteries.